Hi guys, welcome to Drawing Club. Today we're drawing Blue Zone Blobby, the blobfish. So here is Blue Zone Blobby, the blobfish. And for today's drawing, you're going to need your usual equipment. You will need a pencil to draw with, an eraser to erase any mistakes. You might need a pencil sharpener, and you'll need a black pencil crayon or a black marker to outline your drawing at the end. Okay. But as always, I am going to use my gray marker for drawing just so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So, Blobby is going to start with like a lot of our drawings, he's going to start with a big oval shape. Just like this. And this is going to be the shape of his face. And right behind it, I'm going to draw a curving line just to show the rest of his body. Just like that. Don't forget, of course, you can slow down the video or you can pause the video if I'm going too fast. And I think I'm going to draw his tail next. It's got a curving line like this, and then another curving line like that, and then there's just a little bit showing the inside of the tail there. And the next, I think we're going to do all the fins. I think it'll be easier for us if we do them now. So the next fin is almost kind of like a triangle shape. It's going to come out like this, and like that, and like that. And we'll add the little bumps later on, I think. And then the other fin on his other side, kind of a strange triangle shape, like a pizza slice coming out of there. Now, he is looking quite sad, Blue Zone Blobby. He's in the blue zone. He's not feeling very happy right now. So I'm going to give him these kind of sad eyebrows. When we make the eyebrows go down like this, we make somebody look sad when we're drawing them. And then 2 circles for his eyes, but I'm not going to finish the circle. I'm just going to put it right underneath that eyebrow line. And then we'll put the shine into his eyes. We'll put a little shine there and another little bean shape there. And today I'm going to just use my gray marker just to color in. We'll do the same on the other eye. A little light shine. And there. And we'll color those in too. Okay. Next, I'm going to do a curving line down like this just to show where the nose is. And last, we're going to do Blobby's sad lips. So when we draw a mouth that curls down like this or curves down like this, we know that somebody's feeling sad. So there's his outside of his lips, and then the inside of his lips are right there. And I'm going to draw 2 long lines coming down from the sides of his nose to show his cheeks, which are again looking quite sad. There we go. And the blobfish in real life does have these kind of lines under their eyes, which gives them that kind of sad look. They do look quite sad in real life, and we'll talk about why that is after we finish the drawing. So I think I'm going to just put a little bump there to show that the eyebrow actually comes out a little bit. We're just going to change the shape a little bit of the outside of his body, just like that. Okay. And then over here on the fin, I'm going to draw a line to show the edge of the fin, and then a couple of small lines. And I think I'll change the shape of that when I use my outliner marker at the end. Some lines to show the fin, like that. And then in here, we have the outside of the fin there, and then a couple more lines just like that. Now there are some other parts of this drawing too. I drew a cloud over Blobby's head, raining on him, which is good because he is a fish. and he needs to stay wet. So I'll draw a kind of bumpy cloud, just like that. And I had drawn some little raindrops coming out of it too. So I'm going to put some lines coming out of the cloud, just like this, to show that it's raining. And maybe a few little drops at the end of some of the, like that. Okay. And then the last thing, there's a little puddle of water that Blobby is lying in. I'm just going to draw this kind of strange shape. Just like this, to show that he's in a puddle. And then to show that the water is kind of reflecting a little bit, we can put some straight lines just like this. And it kind of gives the look of what a puddle looks like in real life. There we go. Now we're going to trace over him with our black marker, and this is a time when we can make some changes, change some of the shapes of the drawing, and really make it pop off the page. And of course, if I had done this in pencil like you did, I could also erase any of my mistakes or my pencil lines that I didn't want at the end. So I'm going to start with those sad eyebrows first. Now, in real life, blobfish lives very, very deep under the ocean. And they only live down near Australia or kind of Tasmania or New Zealand. And they live at the very bottom of the sea, where the sea is so heavy that there's a lot of weight and a lot of pressure squishing down on the blobfish. And so we don't really know what they actually look like when they're sort of swimming around down there. Although actually they don't really swim. They kind of just float at the bottom of the sea because they don't have any bones inside like most fish, and they don't have any muscles like most fish. So at the bottom of the sea, they just kind of float or hover just over the bottom of the sea, over where the sand and the rocks are. And we don't know what they look like because when they come up out of the water, like this one is, all of that pressure that they normally have pushing down on them is not there. And they kind of become this sad little kind of jelly shape that we human beings know. But they might be much more beautiful when they're swimming, well, when they're hovering around at the bottom of the sea. But we've never gotten any photographs or video of them because they're so far down there under the water. But this one, Blue Zone Blobby, I think he's feeling sad, probably because this is a strange situation he's in now. He's outside of his water, his deep water, where all of his friends are, and he can't see his friends at the moment. And so he's feeling uncomfortable. He's feeling sad and lonely, and he's definitely in the blue zone. And this is a little bit of a confusing situation for him to be in. He doesn't really like being out of the water like this. He would much rather be back with all his friends. He does have some rain and he has a puddle here, but he really needs to get back in the water pretty quick here so he can be out of the blue zone and back into a happier place like the green zone. But for the moment, since he can't get back into the water right away, there might be some strategies he could use to make himself feel a little better and maybe get a little bit out of that blue zone and maybe get the energy he needs to get back into the sea, back to where he's comfortable and happy. So some of the things that we sometimes talk about doing when we're in the blue zone is we talk about how important it is to try to think of some things that make you happy. So if there's a book you like, or a game you like, or a happy memory you have of some fun times you had playing with your friends, or a good lesson you did at school, or a favorite food you like to eat. Maybe just thinking about that might help you feel a little bit happier at a time like this when you're in the blue zone. Another good thing to do is to talk to somebody about how you're feeling. If you are feeling in the blue zone, it can be nice to find somebody else, a friend or somebody in your family, to just tell them how you're feeling. And you'll often find that you'll start to feel a lot better just from talking a little bit about how you feel. Now, one of my favorite things to do if I'm in the blue zone is to listen to music. I find that music really helps me to cheer up and get some more energy and just feel more positive about things. There's the rain. The other thing that I like to do, which you probably can already guess, is another great strategy for getting out of the blue zone is, if you have a piece of paper, is to draw a picture. So that's probably what I would do both. If I was in the blue zone, I would put on some music that I really liked, and I would try to draw a picture. And you know what? Even if the picture didn't turn out perfectly, because none of my pictures ever turn out really perfect. You see there, I'm not tracing my line perfectly. It would still make me feel relaxed and calm to just do some drawing and listen to some music. Okay, so we're nearly finished with Blue Zone Blobby here. And we can hope that Blue Zone Blobby uses some of those strategies we just talked about, gets some energy, and he can roll himself back into the sea and go back to where he's happy and comfortable. Okay, I'm just going to bring down the color version again. Oops. And we can see that I used those complementary colors we've talked about before. So blue and orange are two colors that really work well together, and they kind of pop off the page. And I also used some purples for the fin, some purples for under his eyes there, a little bit of purple at the bottom of the cloud, some gray in the cloud, some kind of pinky colors for his lips and those parts of the fin, and then a kind of mix of blues and purples to make that puddle. Okay, well, thanks so much again for coming to Drawing Club today, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.